Hello, so today's video is going to be on something very unusual and really interesting looking. This is, I think, some sort of Warsaw Pact or Polish or even Russian sort of modern hazmat style suit. It would definitely be actually a more modern thing rather than the Warsaw Pact thing, but you know, a positive pressure one. Now, Beastoree, who sent it me, kept calling it the UFO suit, but I don't know if that's its actual name or if that's kind of like a joke name, you know, as in aliens, flying saucers and things like that. So I've got 6 filters there, because the powered pumps there take 6 filters. The only issue is, because I didn't have lots of the same type of filter, it's going to be, you know, different filters for this. But that'll be interesting, because we'll see if they all plug in and work with it. One of them, though, is just a particle filter. So I'm not testing this to see, you know, will the vapours work, but I will get to see, will it make a positive pressure, you know, test. So I guess the first step will be to get all of this out of the bag and have a look at it. It does look sort of very interesting, but I've not had a proper look yet. Then we'll have to figure out how to wire up the backpack kind of positive pressure pump system to it. As far as I'm aware, how this will work is basically you screw the 6 filters into here, if this is in frame, in all the bits, then you flick them on. I guess in theory you could probably use it with one, but as this is sort of a positive pressure suit, rather than wearing it with an oxygen tank, it's, yeah, so that, as you can hear, works. Yeah, and it's definitely sucking and blowing air, which is what we want. So, right, let's pop that down here, and then let's have a look at what's in the bag. So, tell you what, let me fully undo the drawstring, because this is a pretty gigantic thing, as you can hopefully see. So, you can get him out. So I want to do a video on it. He did send me some extra filters and things underneath, which I didn't spot, so there's that, sorry. But yeah, these are just more FP5s, but we'll be able to do the test anyway with the filters I've got assembled. So yeah, there's a couple of different things in here. I guess one of these might be a rubber sealant. Yeah, I'm assuming that's some sort of rubber sealant glue. And there's a load of other sort of accessories in here, so we'll look at those if we need to look at them. I mean, I'll show you them all anyway. So there's some air pipes by the look of it, so I guess these connect somehow to the suit and the thing. But I'll tell you what, probably the easiest place to start will be to look at the actual suit itself, because if we look at the suit we can probably work out a bit more what's going on with all the bits. Okay, so this is pretty gigantic. As you can see, the boots and everything and all the gloves are literally physically attached to the suit, so it covers your entire body. These are obviously the exhale bits where the air comes out of the suit, because this will be positive pressure. There's the big bit there. There's also a canteen system, but I'm not sure how exactly that would all work with it. But I guess you wouldn't wear a mask under this, because it's designed as a full body sort of hazmat suit. You would wear it, it becomes positive pressure, and then essentially the entire suit is the gas mask. So yes, you can wear glasses under this, so I'll definitely do that for this video. So what I'm going to do now is just stop the camera and try and get into the suit, because I imagine that will take a while. Also, I will attach the hoses, because it looks like the hoses for it attach to those bits there, and I guess they then attach to the air pumps. So you almost have air pumps on your nipples by the look of it. Actually, that's more like the side, isn't it? Yeah, so you have air points at each side of the suit, and then they connect to the pump. So what I'm going to do now is just put all the filters on the pumps and get the pumps attached, and then we'll try and do the suit up. Okay, so a little status update. I've connected all the filters and these hoses to the unit. As you can see, although we included FP5 filters, I've done it using an assortment of different filters, because that will just give you an idea that you can screw different filters in. It doesn't have to be FP5s. So we've got the Chinese acid vapor filter. We've got 2 Polish FP211 ABE filters, which are pretty similar to FP5s, just sort of a civilian industry one, not military. An old Draeger 40mm filter from the 80s, an S6 D10 canister, which again is a sort of British NBC filter, and a particulate filter there. So I said, obviously, the thing is with this, is if you wanted to be protected from a certain type of thing, you'd need to have entirely the same type of filters in there to do the, you know, for the reasons. It's a bit like if you had a dual port mask, you'd need both filters to be capable of stopping whatever gas you wanted to stop. Because if you had one particulate filter and one vapour filter, the particles or the vapour could go through the other filter. But as said, in this video I am not exactly going into hazardous areas of this, so we can test it all works, because it should go positive pressure. So what I'm going to do now is try and clear even more space and climb into the suit. So yeah, this looks very cool, but obviously be warned, if you were going to buy something like this, you're going to need a lot of space for it. It's certainly a lot more space than the regular NBC suit takes up. So I'm going to now struggle to get into the suit, which hopefully shouldn't be too difficult. And then I'll try and connect the hoses to the front of the suit when I'm in it, because I imagine it'd be even harder to connect the hoses and then climb into the suit. And if you were wondering what the inside of the suit looks like, it looks like that. Definitely looks like something out of Dune. It looks like you can actually use it with a gas mask, obviously, in here, because it looks like the drinking tube connects to the MP5 or something. So maybe you are meant to wear a mask under this as well. I know I've seen in films and that people often have masks on under the hazmat suits, but I don't think it's necessarily necessary. But I'll put it on. Hopefully it's not too uncomfortable, because I don't know if you're meant to have other NBC gear on underneath it. The nice thing with these suits is they're meant to be a lot cooler than using a normal NBC suit. Not cool as in they look cool. I mean, it obviously does. It looks like I say, something out of Dune. Looks a bit like what the Emperor's Sardaukar wear. But what I was actually thinking is, because it's constantly blowing air through on a pump, it should be a lot cooler in terms of it feels essentially like you've got a fan running. So, right, I'm going to now try and climb into this. Wish me luck, because I have absolutely no idea now where I'm meant to have the cables positioned. I assume a lot of these cables are designed to run behind me, not in front of me. So I'll start the camera when I figure the next bit out as I go along. Okay, so part way there, as you can see, I've not zipped the suit up yet because I'm going to need to try and attach everything. I imagine this is normally done by 2 people. And obviously switch the pumps on. What I might do is, rather than carry this with me, if the tubes are long enough, run it from just down here, just so obviously it's a bit more practical for me to move about, because I imagine you normally have somebody strap all this stuff to you. So let's try and work out where these ports are. I tell you what, let's chuck my head out there like that a second, and then I think they were, there's one. Sorry if this isn't very interesting for the camera, but this is me just struggling to do this all myself. So, where is the little pin? There it is. There we go. Okay, is that one locked in? No. Basically, these have a bayonet fitting where you get these on the suit using, you know, that. So maybe it will be easier if we do it this way, I don't know. How is this actually meant to attach? Not exactly sure, to be honest. Right, I'll put this down again. Right, let's try again. Right. The issue is I'm wondering if these hoses are going to be long enough. What I might do is, I think there was some extension bits in the bag, so I'm going to fit those, because this is going to be impossible for me to do myself. As cool as this is, the issue is, obviously, you are meant to have people put you in and take you out of these suits. So let's try swapping these parts around with my arms out of the gloves, and then we will try again. Okay, success. I've got the pipes attached. Those other bits weren't extensions, but what I figured out was you were meant to... Oh, one of them's already popped out again. So I need this thing on my back. But what I figured out is that you're not meant to keep turning them on the bayonet thing. You basically do one rotation, and then that's basically how they lock. So let's get that one on. Let's try again with this. What I'll do in a second is actually just flick this on, the blower unit. If I can find the switches. Where is the switch? Now I've got all this gear on. I can't find it. Well, I pressed it earlier, so it's got to be there, but where is it? Oh, there they are, underneath where the hoses go. Right, there we are. So if it sounds like there's a vacuum cleaner running, it's because I've got this thing on the suit. Right. Let's try and get that one back in. Right, I think that's in position now, assuming I don't manage to twist it again. So what I'll do is I'll just move back a bit, and I will just pull this back with me. So that will hopefully be in frame. Right, so now for the top bit. Oh, that pipe's come off now.
I can get my arm into this. The problem is I'm a bit short for this. I think it's designed for a taller person than me.
Right, let's get this done up and then we'll worry about the other bit. You can probably change the layout of these for extensions and stuff like that, but I've not really looked into it yet. So let's chuck this hose inside there. And then, it's outside at the moment. See if we can get the zip right. Now I'm hoping the zip's going to be good enough that I can do it with the gloves on, but I don't know if it will be. There we go, it's coming out. Just to use quite a lot of force on the zip. Tell you what, with one of these it has like an extension cable on, this one. Let's pull this bit out the extension. There we go. Right, pop that back in there. Then what I'm going to do is use this as an extension cable, assuming it's the same connector, to make this other hose longer. So I get that hose. Well, obviously it's pretty hard for me to see at the moment, but I'm assuming should be able to, yeah, there we go, there's that one. I don't know if it's entirely the right connector though, annoyingly. I don't think it is. Or is it just they use different connectors in different parts? Right, well I can at least extend the hose this way, assuming it doesn't come out. And then that goes in there. No, it doesn't. Right, I'll just chuck that down there now. Right, let's see if I can get this other hose in. I hope this is turning out to be a comedy video for you lot, because as I said, this is pretty difficult for me to do on my own. Yeah, I have no idea if that's going in or not because I can't see it at the angle. Yeah, I literally can't get that in there. Doing it myself. There we go, that's as good as I'm going to get it. Right, that's at least in again. Let's do the next bit up then. So, get this back over my head. See if I can get the zip. There we go. At least, yeah, the air blowing bit is kind of like air conditioning. See if we can get this all the way up. Let's squat down a bit. And I get this zip higher. This might be as far as I'll get on my own. So, don't know how much of this you can see. Let me just, grab this bit. Just pan the camera down so you can see it. As I said, it's not positive pressure sealing at the moment because I haven't been able to do the zip up. But there is your CBRN sort of full body hazmat suit. What I'll do is, if I can't get anybody in a bit to help me put it on, I will instead run the suit from the ground. Okay, so we'll run a little simulation, seeing as I can't really get into it. As far as I can tell, that suit is done up properly with the zip, which, yeah, would be very hard to get over your own head. So what I'm going to do now is turn on these pumps. And oh look, we can see them inflating, which is what we want. So, now let me get the other pump. Whereabouts does the switch sit? There it is. Right, I'm pretty sure both pumps are going, because I can see the tube inflated. Right, so he's literally like a kind of bouncy castle man at the moment. So, I don't know if you can see that, but what's happening is he's slowly inflating. And not even slowly, it's going up quite quickly. So what should happen with this is, once the air pressure inside gets to a certain amount, the exhale valves will start letting it out. And then it should be a pretty constant airflow, because essentially what will happen is that's how it creates a positive pressure seal. As I said, you shouldn't really need any NBC gear on under one of these, because the entire point of them is that nothing can get in, even if there's a little gap in the material, because the positive air is pushing out. That's the main difference between hazmat suits and sort of regular NBC suits. NBC suits are just like rain gear. These are actually the really cool things that, you know, there. So it doesn't look like it's inflating anymore. Let me just move the legs, which obviously might have a bit of an impact. I'll just move this onto there so it's off the suit. There we go, the legs are inflating a bit more now. But I think if I feel the exhale valves, it's probably, yeah, there's air coming out of the exhale valves. So yeah, there we go, or the exhaust valves, whatever you want to call them. I can see that leg's inflating a little bit more now. But yeah, in general, how this works obviously is I'll pan the camera up and down, and I'm hoping that I'll get a chance to do a video where somebody can gear me up in this when one of my friends is free or something, so we can mess about with it properly. Is, as you can see, what's happening is the suit is essentially inflating, and yeah, it's got to the stage where it will probably be at the air pressure it wants to stay at. So yeah, it's quite a clever thing. But as I said, the problem with a suit like this is, as much as this gives you probably like one of the best levels of NBC protection possible, or CBRN protection, because it's a positive pressure suit, you know, other than the space suit, I can't think of anything really better than this, and this kind of does remind me a bit of a space suit. The issue is obviously trying to get it done up on yourself. I think if you were getting one, this would be very good if you were really seriously into prepping or wanted it as a novelty. And, you know, you had other people in your house who you're all planning on, you know, had some sort of strategy with. Because I think if you were just trying to use this on your own, it would be a lot more complicated than just using a standard NBC system. However, like as I said, I think this would be like the top level of CBRN protection if you were using it with other people or whatever. That's why these are often used in militaries and, like, you know, when they're decontaminating nerve agent sites or whatever, stuff like that. Or where they think there's a really dangerous pathogen, just because it's a much better level of protection. So, there we go. Not a lot more I can say about it. Please check Beastore's eBay page out. I'll put a link below, because he sent me this. So big thanks to him. It's a very interesting thing, as said, but with me on my own, I'm going to struggle to do all that much of it. But it definitely works, because we can see that from the inflation there. So, it works. It's whether or not you're dexterous enough, I guess, to get yourself into it without help. So yeah, I'll stop the video there, but hopefully this has been an informative video, and I'd still really like to know what this is actually called. There was this manual with it, but I don't know if this manual is for the actual suit or something else. What's that say? BT, is that just the dates? But I guess whatever that is in Cyrillic, that is probably the name of it. But yeah, I don't actually know off the top of my head. He called it the UFO suit, but whether or not that's its actual name, I don't know. But there we go.